Hello everyone, I'm Priyank Kumawat, and in today's video I'll be talking about do business school rankings matter. So this video is all about my perspective and what do I think about business rankings. So just a little bit about myself. I was back there in India and I served in the Indian Navy for last 10 years, and towards the end of my tenure I was considering whether I should move to US for an MBA or do an MBA in India itself. And actually the second question was, if I'm going for an MBA, which school should I pick? And there were a lot of questions in my mind which I was not able to find answers to, and that's when I decided that I should create this channel and help future aspirants who are trying to come to US or are considering whether to go for an MBA. So I'm about to finish my MBA here in 2023, and it's been 2 years in US, and that has got me. I've learned a lot of things that I was not aware when I was back there in India, and this video is all about that experience that I'm sharing. So a lot of you might not agree with what I have to say, but this is just my experience and my perspective about it. So, do business school rankings matter? My perspective on this is, first of all, think about it. If there were no business school rankings out there, would you have known about the top business schools in the world? So, is these business school rankings really for helping students, or is this also having a perspective about, you know, it is used as a marketing tool? Like, there are many schools. If you just take out top 10, top 20, top 30 schools in the MBA rankings list of any ranking, you will find you would probably have not have even heard of those schools. So these business school rankings, they not only help you choose which school is good, but I feel that there's also a marketing. They are also used as a marketing tool where you also understand which schools are good and which schools are bad. But why is there a requirement for business school rankings? I feel it's because typically, or generally speaking, all business schools in US would a decent school in US would not be a lot different from any other school. There's a set syllabus that you have to study, and business school is not about just coming here, engaging with your friends, doing all those extracurricular activities. It's not just that. Business school, a major, I would say 80 to 90% of any business school experience is about your studies. You go to school just like you went to school in your undergrad. You go there, you study, you take notes, you come back, you study those notes, you study books, you give exams, you finish assignments. So a major part of your learning for the business school comes from that part, and that is all similar. Like, the kind of accounting which is taught to me in one school will not be different from a school which is just, let's say, 10 rankings above my school, or whatever I've been taught about operations management or anything else like finance. It will not be a lot different from what is being taught in any other business school. So 80 to 90% part of any business school is just similar across the board. So these rankings help business schools differentiate themselves in that little 20% area, which may not be that important, and that's why I feel that business school rankings, in some cases it does matter, but generally speaking, there are far more important variables for any international student who is coming to US. So first of all, I would speak about India. When I was there in India, and there's this misconception, or this conception in India, or this perspective in India that, what is the ranking of your school? So for example, when I was 10, 12 years back, when I was preparing for IIT exam or AIEEE exam to get an entrance into an undergrad college for engineering, there's a lot of thinking that, oh, if I go to IIT, it's good. If I go to AIEEE, NITs, it's better. So my perspective is that for us who are in India, we have a lot of competition there in India. As a result of which, we judge schools based on their rankings. Like, we feel that schools matter. like if you are doing an engineering degree from IIT as compared to, let's say, a private engineering college in India, your chances of getting a good job will be higher if you are from IIT in India. But that's not the case here in US, and that's not also the case for degrees such as MBA. What happens in MBA is that once you come to US for an MBA degree, you may be doing an MBA degree from not a very good high ranking college, but what happens is recruiters here, there's not a lot of importance given to your business school. The recruitment here in US is different than that from India. In India, as an engineering guy, when you're going for a hiring, you are judged on your technical skills. For example, how good a coder you are. But when you are as an MBA student, they are not going to judge you based on what your CGPA is in the class, or how good how good you are in let's say technical subjects like supply chain or things like that. Very few will do that. You are judged as an MBA grad on two things: how good a manager you are going to be, and how good a leader you are going to be. And recruiters have no way to judge these two things except by looking at your past records. And so what they do is they ask for your experience, what you have done in the past, and then they try and ask you questions, situation based questions to you, like, okay, tell me about a time when you faced a lot of challenges in your workplace because of some reason or some things like that. And they will try to gauge your answers, and those answers will help them understand how mature you are as a manager or as a leader. So MBA recruitment is different in US. So my perspective now is completely changed as compared to what it was when I was there in India before coming here for my MBA. So my advice to anyone who is trying to come to US for their MBA program would be, don't think about rankings at all. Don't think about it. You will make lots of wrong decisions if you think about them, because I'm doing my MBA from not a very high ranking school, but it's a very good school. I really like my school. I love it. It's Michigan State University, and I have friends who have gone to top 3 consulting firms. I have friends going everywhere, every company that you can imagine. And recruitment is not about your school, it's about you, how good you are as a candidate. And I'll talk about this in a different video. But think, when you're trying to shortlist your business schools in US, think about variables like this. Where is the school located? Like, take a map of US and see, is that school on the West Coast or on the East Coast? Is it in Michigan? And let's say you want to get into automotive sector, and automotive sector is mainly in this area of Michigan. So do you want to get into an automotive sector? Try to come to a school in Michigan. It's like this. Imagine like this, like in India, if you have to get into an IT firm, and if you're doing a BTech from Bangalore, your chances of getting into a good internship in Bangalore and a good job in Bangalore is much higher than a similarly ranked college, let's say in Rajasthan, because you don't have access to that many companies over there. So geography and the location of your business school excuse me, matters a lot. Second thing is the expenses. There are some schools which are very high ranked schools there, but they are in such locations where survival is very, very difficult for an Indian guy, if you, especially on the financial side. So that ranking is not going to play a lot of role, but you will have to spend a lot of money in staying in that city itself. But there are certain schools, let's say they are in the outskirts, or they are in not that expensive areas. It's like doing your MBA from Mumbai, and as compared to doing it from Jaipur in India, you have to pay a lot of money to stay in Mumbai, right? That is another thing. Third thing is you can think about the scholarships that those schools provide. and how will that help you in achieving your aim. So in the end, what my perspective is, if I have to redo everything again, would be, first of all, my first and the most important criteria would be scholarships. Rankings do not matter at all. As when you come to a business school, you are already 28 years, 30 years of age, 20, and you have had experiences in the past that have already shaped you as an individual, as a manager, and as a leader. The business schools will not be able to change you much. In those 2 years, how can you change a lot? So business schools cannot change you a lot, and your recruitment will be based on your past experiences, on what you have done in the past. So your recruitment is already decided. Whether you come to a very, very high-fi school or whether you go to a lower ranked school, it does not matter that much. So first thing that I will consider would be the scholarships that I'm getting, because it really makes your experience in US much simpler, much easier if you have a good scholarship. Second would be the location. Where exactly is that school located in the US map? Third would be the weather. There are some areas in US where it snows a lot. So 6 months of the year it will be snowing. It will restrict you. Do you like snow or not? And for fourth point would be how expensive that area is where that school is located. Is it decent enough? Is it very expensive? And one last thing would be probably how good the connectivity is, because you have flights from India to certain cities in US. If the school is located nearby, it's easier for you to. But that would be not a big issue, because you'll not be traveling to India a lot during your MBA program. So these are some of the things that I consider are the most important things before coming or deciding on your MBA schools in US. Don't think about rankings, because once you come here, you will realize that rankings are just deciding a business school based on just the last 20% of the MBA program. And I'm not trying to cover everything, but I've covered a few important points. But there is a lot of other things as well, which I'll be covering in subsequent videos. But this is one of the major points that I would consider before coming to US for my MBA program. Thank you.